Hey everyone, it's Joanna here from Inspired by Stamping, and today I'd like to share with you this quick and easy watercolor tutorial on how to create this watercolor background. You could use this with anything, your Christmas cards, birthday cards, or anything. I just think it's just a beautiful, fun, and quick way of making a card. We're going to use our festive greeting stamp set, and we're also going to grab our winter wonderland to create those snowflakes. And what I've done already is I've already embossed with white embossing powder the Merry Christmas and the snowflakes. So I've already laid that down. If you would like to see more, please make sure to check out our YouTube video. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a number 6 watercolor brush here. And I'm just going to get it wet. It's just a cheap watercolor brush. You don't need to use an expensive one for this technique. We're just going to get it wet, really wet here. And we're just going to mix up some water here on our tray. And we're going to use this light turquoise color. And just mix it into a real watery consistency. You don't want it really thick here because we're going to create a couple layers over and over again. And we'll just lay down this color. This will be our wash color, so that's always your first layer. And we're going to create a few layers on top of it, just getting it nice and juicy and nice and wet here. And you can see that those snowflakes are starting to pop through. And again, just nice and watery. And now what we're going to do is I just washed my brush because we don't want to mix the colors too much together. And that's this French ultramarine blue. It's a Winsor & Newton artist colors. And we're just going to go over that Christmas area, making sure we hit the edge, and then going into into the colors here. We really want to make sure that they're all nice and blended. Just back and forth strokes. You could even use a bigger brush if you prefer. And again, making sure we blend it in. And I'll wash that brush off when we switch colors. And then we'll go in again on the bottom, blending it in with those different colors. Those two colors blend together, creates a really beautiful purple color. Now this will be our first layer. We are going to go over it again. It's nice and wet here, and that's really perfect to go over with another color again. Always making sure too, now we're just going to go up to the top, always making sure to remember that when your watercolors are wet, they are darker, so they will dry a bit lighter. So this will be much lighter when it's done. And as you can see, just putting another layer on there, it's just starting to bring that turquoise color out. And that's really important. Oh, and I forgot to wash my brush here. Making sure we wash our brush before we tackle a different color. And then blending it in. It's all nice and wet right now, so bringing that color in is really beautiful with each other, blending them. And just going over again, you can start seeing that Merry Christmas is really starting to come to life. Back and forth strokes, and washing your brush again. And grabbing that light turquoise. Now the more layers that you create here, the darker your watercolor background will be. So if you want it to be super dark, just keep applying those layers. Or if you do want a very nice, soft, subtle color, I recommend that you stop now. You could use all sorts of colors, pinks and yellows, reds and greens and oranges. I really think that the color combinations are you could just use any color that you'd like. I'm just having a gauge here to see what I think. I think that's good. So what I would say right now is it's kind of bowed. So what I do to make sure that that lays flat is I do use some nice glue, and that will just adhere to my card stock, and it will leave it nice and flat. Just make sure that you've given enough time to let that dry, and then you should glue it on. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's quick tutorial. I would love to see your cards. Please make sure to find me. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and let me know what you think. Take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.